Stampers, it's the Pampered Stamper, and happy Monday to you. Um, no, that was a complete accident, really. I know it's not Monday, it's Tuesday. But you know what? Cheer Corner is always on Monday. But yesterday was Thanksgiving Monday in Canada, and I was having a bit of a rough day. I pulled something in my hip, and so I'm walking like an 85-year-old. And so yesterday I thought, you know what? It's Thanksgiving Monday. People are busy with their families. This is the perfect reason to delay Cheer Corner by a day. But I'm so used to, I'm like a programmed robot. When it's Cheer Corner, I say Happy Monday. So yeah, I hope you shared that laugh with me. Um, Happy Tuesday, everyone. Cheer Corner is a wonderful thing that I started a few years ago because I really, truly believe that together we can change the world one card at a time. Happy Mail is powerful. And so with Cheer Corner, I design a card, and you can either design it along with me and send your own card, but you can also nominate someone to receive the card that I make today. So we're following the sketches in the annual catalog on page 22. Do I have that catalog handy here? I have a lot of stuff piled on my desk, but not the catalog. I've shared a picture of it so you guys know what it looks like. And guess what? I did get it done. I had a cup of coffee, I had a piece of boterkoek, and we're good to go. All right. And in case you are not of Dutch descent, boterkoek literally translated is butter cake, but it's not like a cake. It's very dense. It's more like a brownie, but then just with butter and sugar and eggs. Just even better than a blondie. Let's call it a Dutch blondie. Okay, so we're going to start with a plain white card base that is 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4.25, or it is 14.85 centimeters by 21 centimeters scored at 10.5. Then we have a piece of basic beige, which is either 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, or 10 centimeters by 14.35. So we're going to put that down first with some adhesive. That's the first easy part. And then I have to say, the sketch called for 12 circles. Now, I knew I was in trouble if I had to die cut them all. So I decided to see what kind of punches I had on hand. And what I found, I first started with a 1 1/4 inch circle punch. It was way too big. It would have changed the look of the card completely. They would fit on there, but not well. It would be very crowded. So I dug out a retired punch. I keep all my circle punches. I do not sell them. So this is, you can see the old style of punch, a 3/4 inch circle punch. I'm sure other companies sell them. I'm sure that if you have Stampin' Up! Ones, you have kept them. It's a great little punch. So I use this punch, and I use the stylish shapes dies for the banner that goes in the middle. Now I use this one, and take a look. So here's the die. And now look at the one, the die cut that I made with it. Now, what do you think about that? That is magic, isn't it? Well, I'll show you how I did it. I'm so pleased with myself, really. I haven't done this for a while. So I'm just going to show you. Um, I'm not going to actually run it through. I'm just going to try to describe it. So I would lay this on like so, and then I put the second plate like so, so that it doesn't cut all the way through. So I run it through, and then I have this half cut like this. I have this half cut banner. Okay, so now picture, I'm going to sketch it out for a minute. So I've got it. I'm just going to trace this. So you go like so. You can see what length I'll go to not die cut. Um, it's kind of crooked, but that's how it will look, okay, with a little stitching going all the way around. Terrible, terrible, terrible artwork. You can see why I love Stampin' Up. I'm not an artist. Okay, so now you picture that this is cut out because I laid it like this, like so, and then the plate goes here. So as you run it through, there's no pressure on this, so this part won't cut. So now we have this piece. Now I lay the die like so, so that I have this long piece. And now I lay the plate like this so it doesn't cut this banner part off here. And that's how I get the longer die. And I think I've probably already shown you guys a video of how to do this. So if you haven't seen it, message me and I will send you the link. Or I'm going to have to make a new video. I'm not doing that today. All right. So that is the piece that I'm using. You know what? We're going to stamp first. Why not stamp first? We're going to use the stamp from One of a Kind. And I want to do a little something just for you because I love sending cards. Just in Dutch, we would say zomaar, just because. It doesn't have to be an occasion, and you can use your stamp sets. I'm using, not using this stamp set, but I'm using the paper that goes with this, the Winterly Treetops. You'll see it in a minute. And then I'm going to show you a little card that I made with the One of a Kind. It's less than $40 in Canada for the dies and the stamps in this. So just a beautiful, this is going to be in the next Create With Us tutorial. Isn't that just so cute? Look at the inside of that card. So highly recommend this. You can also put it in your starter kit, which is on sale right now. Not on sale, there's a bonus. You can get even more free stuff in your starter kit right now. So you pay $135 and you get to pick $206 worth of stuff. And if you're in Europe, you get to pay 129 euros, and you get to pick 214 euros out of stuff. So great deal. Now, I was going to stamp. Yes. I just can't help myself. My mission is to tell everybody about the starter kit because I wish I had known earlier. I've been a demonstrator for 19 years, but I could have been a demonstrator for 22 years if someone had told me right away that I could get the starter kit just for my own discount. So there you have it, girls and boys. All right. We're going to grab some Memento ink. Now, this is an older ink pad, so I'm hoping that it does the trick. You can see how old it is. It's getting a little grizzled around the edges. Okay, a little bit like me. Okay. All right. Ooh, it's not looking so good. I'm trying to, okay, let's just do it. I'm a little worried. A little something just for you. Well, it's not bad. You know what? It looks just a little bit fuzzy. That's okay. So now my bosom is getting in the way of my circles. I have used, before I do this, I want to show you the paper. Okay. And I want to see what you guys are telling. Are you talking to me? You're talking to me. Yay. Hi, Linda. Hi, Kim. Hi, Julie. Julie must be, you are from Australia or New Zealand, somewhere in the South Pacific. It's hard to keep track of all the different time zones, isn't it? So look at this. Here is some of this pretty paper, and you can see the little circles. I've cut some out. So this is the Winterly Treetops paper, and here's the other side of it. I love this green as well. Okay, so that's one piece. You can see, you're going to smile. Look at all the pieces that I've cut out of this paper. So here is some of this. And the other side of that is this pretty pool party polka dot and cloudy paper. Then we have, this is kind of like, oh, there's even little birds in here. I didn't even notice that. See the little birds perched in these branches? And then here's the other side. I did notice the birds on this side, but you know, I'm usually quite observant. But you know, you can't win all the time. Sorry. There's this one, which this one reminds me of pussy willows, and I'm not sure if that's what it is. And then we've got some birch bark on the other side. We have these, and I think these cut out with dies from the Winterly Treetops as well. And the Winterly Treetops are now in, I use that side, and this, and then this has this little basic beige, almost looks like little birds or something. I think that's all that I used. Yeah. All right. And now let's take a look. I've kind of spread them out a little bit. So look at this. I think they're so cute. And you'll notice, yes, there is a little, you can see it. I'm just going to show you my little secret. I have a little solid circle under there, but I was under the gun because I had my coffee, the beautiful Gold Coast. Someday, Julie, I'm going to visit you. I just want to offset this a little bit. I had wanted to make a circle mat for everyone, but I was running out of time because I had my coffee and my boat coupe. So I thought, well, this is another way. And I'm using cinnamon cider, which is retired, but I just want to use it. So here we go. I'm just going to lay these out. And then we're going to put them on with some glue. I should maybe glue them first, but whatever. Here. I had two extra ones. Oh, I made a mistake. Ah, well, maybe I didn't. Okay, here we go. I'm just laying them out. They're not perfect yet. Here. And then there's a little bit of a gap in between the two sections if you look at the sketch. And the sketch did use a small circle, so I'm pretty bang on for this. You can interpret the sketch to work for you. I could have used bigger circles. I could have used squares. See, and then this is going to go in the middle. How cute is that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue each. I just love little birds. I love this paper. Sorry, I interrupted my sentence. Um, I'm going to glue each circle to its little mat. And I might not do them all on the same side. That could be my little rebellious, artsy interpretation. That might be fun. There. And I'll show you the two pieces that I didn't use, but you can just punch out a whole bunch of circles and then pick out the ones that you like the most and arrange them. I also had this birch bark circle and I had this one, but I thought this one was really in your face. It was really boom. So and I kind of wanted the birds looking into the card. It's kind of a scrapbooking thing when you pick your pictures that your people are not looking off the page. Did you know that? It's actually a thing. You know what? I'm going to put this one this way. And this bird's in the middle. So as I'm creating this card, I would love you to think about who should get this card. I have to say I'm a little bit behind. I Carol nominated my card 2 weeks ago, and I haven't put it in the mail yet, Carol. I'm so sorry, but I haven't forgotten. It is going to happen. Here we go. And then I think I'm going to pop all these little guys up. Maybe not. No, I'm not going to pop them up. I'm going to pop this up instead. Yeah. But that's how you can hello Margot. Um you can also vary it that you put the emphasis on some of your circles and pop just some of them up. I put too much stuff on. I'm too busy talking. Okay. Here. I'm making a mess. I made a mess there. See that? You're not supposed to see that I made a mess. I did make a mess. Then you just, oh. Now I'm really getting into trouble. That was, okay. I have this on my finger. Just rub it. Go like so. And it'll just rub right off. Okay? So, not a biggie. Don't sweat the small stuff. There's actually a book called that. Don't sweat the small stuff. And then it's all small stuff. There are very, very few things in life that are really, really monumental. You know, you have to tell yourself that. When you start getting yourself bent out of shape about something, then ask yourself, like in the grand scheme of things, how important is this? Am I going to remember this 5 years from now, 10 years from now? And if the answer is no, oh, I did that. This is supposed to go this way, I think. Then stop stressing. It's not worth it. It just isn't. Now, mind you, I sometimes have to listen to my own videos. I'm much better at giving advice than keeping it. Okay? So don't think I have my stuff together. I don't. Especially throw in a little bit of pain, and then all your high morals, they can kind of go by the wayside. I find myself sometimes saying a bad word, thinking bad thoughts, and I think, oh, Jackie, yeah, it's when things get hard, that's when your true character shines. So, and it's time to go back on your knees and say, sorry, God, I messed up. Okay, there. I hope that you guys, if you're Canadian, that you've had a really lovely Thanksgiving. Now I'm going to do something a little bit maybe odd. I've kind of got my circles just laying there. They're not going to stay like that. I've got some more glue on my fingers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on there first. So I'm going to find my dimensionals. There. And stuff happens. I was on the phone with a fellow Dutch demonstrator this morning talking about my Dutch retreat, and all of a sudden there was a crash and a bang, and two of her cats, oh, she has two cats, so her two cats, not two of her cats, because that implies there's more. Her two cats knocked all off a plant out of the window, and somehow they also knocked a painting off the wall. So there was a huge crash. The pot from the plant broke. There was soil everywhere. It's like, oh my goodness, stuff happens. So, you know what I could do? There's this line on my desk that looks like I'm kind of eyeballing it, and that looks like it's about centered. So I'm doing this there. And see how my stamp, it kind of looks like it was colored with a crayon. So I'm just going to go with that. And now we're going to start lining these guys up. There's one. It's a bit tedious, guys, to watch me make this card. When you're pre-recording a video, you can fast forward things, but now that is not an option. And I think this is one of the reasons that some people don't like doing videos, especially live videos, because they feel like they have to fill the silence. Okay, that's a great question, Julie. Julie just asked, why do Canadians have a different Thanksgiving Day to the US, yet still call it the same? Okay, now I am not Wikipedia, okay? So this is just my guess. Now, the reason that we have our Thanksgiving earlier is because we are more north. So our harvest season is earlier because our frost comes sooner. So by the second week in October, a lot of the crops have been harvested in Canada. And so we have Thanksgiving Day. And I don't know, I'd have to Google it to see which Thanksgiving came about earlier. But we do know that there's a lot of people that in the revolution, the loyalists did, let's see, do I have them all? Yeah, they're all down. They moved up north to Canada. So maybe they took that idea with them. But I guess the thankfulness, because there's no Thanksgiving Day in Europe. And Thanksgiving was started because the immigrants, the first settlers there, like not the first people that lived there, obviously, but the first settlers that came from Europe to North America, they almost died because they weren't used to the harsher climates. They didn't know how to grow the crops. They weren't adequately prepared, and they would have died had it not been for the help of the indigenous people. And so you'll see the difference. I was really impressed that when we visited Nova Scotia, um, they really honor their indigenous people, and their the first language is the Mi'kmaq, and they really remember that without the help of the indigenous people, they wouldn't have survived. And so that's how Thanksgiving came about, as a day of thanksgiving to God for having survived that winter and having, after the crops come in. And so that's why in America, it's the last Thursday in November. So yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Well, look at that. Isn't that so cool? I think I'm really, oh goodness, I thought for a minute that I had put this cardinal upside down, but I didn't. It looks really cool, doesn't it? Now you could, let's have a look. I'm just looking to see what I have for gems. Okay. I have these iridescent pearls, which are really, I like that there's really little ones in there. We have these, and they are called iridescent faceted gems, but they're a little bit bigger, also nice. Or we have these opal rounds, also nice, but they're a bit big. So I think these are too big for what I want. No, I think that, and it's funny, Julie, I'm just reading a book, listening to a book by Ken Follett, and it's all about, I love Ken Follett, historical fiction, and it's in the 1700s and 1800s and in England, where people, like Australia was a penal colony. So people messed up and committed a crime. And even if they didn't, like people had so few rights. If you were poor, you were in trouble. And so sometimes instead of getting hung, they didn't get, many people were hanged. They got sent to Australia, and then maybe for 14 years or something. But then they'd have to pay their own passage back, and that was so expensive that those poor people couldn't afford to do it. So I'm just adding some gems here to add a little interest here. So it's interesting. So I'm thinking there wasn't too much day for Thanksgiving Day over there. They were just thankful to be alive, but they just got torn from their families and sent, like, it's not, they weren't allowed to take their children with. So if you were a mother and you were sent away to a penal colony in Australia, you couldn't take your children with. Someone else would have to raise your child. You would never see your child again. It was just awful. So yeah, it makes me really thankful. So I've just added 3 gems by perfect accident. But that is the card for today. What else was it? Oh, I was going to show you something else. This is quite funny. If you guys are regular watchers of my cheer corner, you will remember me struggling with this card. I did this when I was at my mom's. I think it was in June, and I was there because mom thought she was dying. Mom is doing fine, by the way. She's quite tired, but she comes and goes. Now look at this. So this is just simple, that paper, and then look. How cool is that? Much sinning happened with the creating of this card because it did not go well for me. I kind of want to revisit it when I don't have pain, when I'm not hot. It was so hot at my mom's. She doesn't have air conditioning. And just the mechanism of this is a little bit tricky. So, but you can see how nice this, I could just keep doing this and watching this fun thing. And then these are the 2 cards that I designed. Well, I can't really say I designed them. I did, but I cased them from Kim McGillis. So the donut box card, and you could put a little gift card in there. This is in the Stampin' Haven tutorial, and then there's this one. How cute is that? So that Stampin' Haven tutorial is only $5 today, just for today. We're calling it a flash sale, and then tomorrow the price goes up again to 15. But if you were a team member or if you order online, then it's free. But today it's only $5. So I'm kind of hoping you guys really jump on the bandwagon because I want to prove to Natalie that this is a good strategy. And I've always wanted to sell my tutorials for less money because I realize that there's a lot of free stuff out there. But I think my goal is that you guys will see something like that and think, you know what, Jackie gives us so much free stuff all the time, and now she's only asking $5 for this tutorial. Let's do it. It's kind of like a tip jar. So if you appreciate my videos, then go on over to my blog, thepamperedstamper.com, and purchase that tutorial for $5 today. You'll make my day, okay? And it will go into the fund to fund my next plane trip home to my mom and my kids. So anyway, this is a cheer corner card. So if you know someone who needs some cheering up, please nominate your person. Tell me why they should get the card. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day or a wonderful night. Sleep tight with no nasty dreams, and happy stamping. And there's always a warm and welcome place waiting for you on my team. 19 years as a demonstrator, so I have a ton of experience to share with you, whether you only want your own discount, whether you want to build a little business or just, gather a few friends every, a few times a month, or if you want to earn the next incentive trip, I'm here for you. All right. Have a super day, guys. Thanks for joining me. Bye.